In this lesson, now that we have the more finer roughness variation in place, we'll create a new layer and we'll start creating areas, like more bigger areas where there is a more rougher areas, right? So for that, what we'll do is we'll create a paint layer again, and we will adjust the levels to get to, again, not lose the details that we have under, but to get some areas that we can control the intensity of the roughness. So for this, we will again create a mask, as we've been doing all the time, and we will paint on top some areas that we know that it will be like rougher than the rest. For example, in the case of our character, the areas where we want to be like this, it will be mainly the knees and the elbows. And this is because if you even touch yourself, touch your elbow, right? You can see that the elbow itself is like rougher than the rest, right? And the same happened with the knees. And this happened in particular with people that does like sports, or that they have a lot of outdoor life, because these are areas where they get extremely rough. Like if you see like older people or people that do a lot of sports, we tend to have that areas like not so soft skin. So this will help us a lot to give realism and to give more variation to this skin. So as you see, even in the diffuse, you can see that there is a variation there, because he maybe got like a bit dirty there or stuff like that, and that are things that accumulate with time. And also another area where we want to do it a bit rougher is the bottom of the feet, and some areas of the feet there to give a bit of more that feeling that he been walking around and stuff in the bare feet, right? So he doesn't have that really soft feet that someone that never did like that kind of outdoor life might have, right? So if you see here, if we check in the roughness map, you can see that these areas are like a bit more white, and that's why we are going to get that nice result when we do the render there. We don't want to go so crazy in terms of contrast, because we don't want this to be like extremely rough at the moment of not having any reflection. But yes, we want to have like a pretty strong variation between the rest of the body with this. And also again, as you see here, we have areas where it's the opposite, that we have like there are areas a bit more glossy. For example, the lips. Most likely I will reduce a bit the glossiness of the lips, because I think they're a bit too strong. But the paint, for example, needs to be much more glossier than the body, right? So that's why that areas are darker. So basically, what is important about the roughness map is to have this kind of strong variation. But now, as you see, I'm applying another levels for the entire thing, and then again using a mask, selecting areas where I want to reduce a bit that glossiness. For example, the lips were a bit too glossy. So even I saw in the renders from our previous course that they were a bit too glossy. So I want to reduce these for this time. So for this, I'm just with an organic brush, I'm going around and reducing a bit that glossiness in some areas. So as you see, as I was mentioning before, what is important is to have this kind of broad level variation in the glossiness, in the roughness. So then in Maya, we will be able to adjust the levels and control that much better.